Hi guys, welcome to another little AI workshop. So what I want to talk about today is memories. Right, so memories in things like ChatGPT, in Claude, in Gemini, all of these can be controlled and most people have memory turned on, right? And it can be an advantage, but it can also be a massive disadvantage because AI will use memory and it might pull it in from other conversations that are not related to what you're talking about. This becomes a problem if you're trying to isolate for your business. So, for instance, if you were talking about a competitor, and you were asking it things, and you were going back and forwards, and then you were to do one in your own business, it might pull data in from the other conversation that might not be relevant and can cause a lot of confusion. So, breaking things down and actually organizing things properly and turning memories off, I think is a really good thing. So I turn memories off. I have a lot of pushback on this. I've had people saying it's taken me so long to train AI to speak and talk to me like this. If I turn memories off, it's not going to remember those things. No, it's not, but that's the point, right? We want to actually make sure that it's actually focused on what we want to do. Otherwise, we can't go forwards. We can't drive projects without risking other data being pulled in from other memories. And this becomes an issue. And if we look deeper at this, it becomes an issue with things like privacy as well, because the data can be shared across and your privacy settings might not be set up properly. And I think that's a big issue as well. And I think it will become more of an issue going forwards. So let's jump in and have a look now. So here we are in ChatGPT, and I'm going to go down to here, and you're going to see under settings that you're going to have these security and these personalizations and these sort of things that are going on in here. So we're just going to have a look at this general tab because it's important that you understand what's going on. So inside this area, we can select different voices and things like this if we're using voice. I'm going to do a video on that, so I'm not going to stay on this too much. You can also turn your notifications on as well. If you've got those turned on, it's going to send an email to you. And you've also got here personalization. So you can set the default, the characteristics of it, and you can put about you in there. Now, this is the bit here, memory. So this is the bit that you need to just have a look at, read about memory and what it does and all of those things. But generally, you'll see that mine are all turned off. So if you go into manage, memory is disabled, ChatGPT won't save any memories. And the reason I do this and I turn it off, and I suggest you do the same, is that it won't then pull those in. So if you've got memories turned on, you can probably go into a new chat and say, what is my name? Okay. And if memories are turned on, it's going to say your name because it doesn't know. So it doesn't know my name. It doesn't actually know my name yet, right? Because it's not saving the memories. Even though I've used my name in various other projects and various other chats inside of GPT, it doesn't know my name because memories is not pulling in from different places. So this is really cool because it means that I'm getting a fresh stand. It's not taking anything in from what I've previously said to it or anything else. Now you might be, yeah, but I want it to. But that's the whole point, right? If you're setting up projects inside of ChatGPT, it can use memories. You can set them as markdown files for it to actually use. And that's good because you're dictating exactly what you want it to do. So for instance, if I go into one of my projects, like my Reactor brand project, and I go in here and I say, what's my mission statement in here? So what's my mission statement, okay, for React Creator? So it's just going to look aligned with my guidelines to help creators and entrepreneurs build real online business using systems, technology, and clear thinking, not guesswork. It says my stuff, so no noise, execute with confidence, all of the things that is my mission statement inside of React, okay? So if I ask it in here, what's my name, okay? Inside of this project, it knows my name. My name is David, because it looks at my project files and my chats within the project itself, and it can be good with that. And so this is really, really a key thing here. Also, you're stopping maybe the data going out and those sort of things. So you're controlling it. So under those personalization settings and under here, just go and check that that's on there. So don't just turn it off if you don't know what you're doing. Join me on my mentorship and I can talk you through it, and we can set things up together so that you have a system that's well tuned to you. But this is definitely a big one to talk about, and the same applies for most AI engines. There'll be those privacy settings to sharing memories. So just make sure that you do that going forward, but don't just do it, right? If you think it's trained how you talk and all those things, you know what? Doesn't even matter. Before I will show you, not here, but I'll show you how to grab that usable data that you want and create that internal markdown file that it will look at every time. And I tell you, and I kid you not, right? Probably 1% of people using AI are doing this, maybe less, right? So you'll be 99% better than anyone else if you're using these procedures that I will show you in the mentorship program. Of course, I'll break into little bits here and I'm giving you really help videos, but I'm just highlighting some of these things to you because they're really, really important, especially for business, especially for focusing on strategies, for planning, for branding, for all of these things, for mission, for your focus. This is the way that you have to do it.